Hey, 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 welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. Today's guest is my brother, not from another mother, my brother from Nona May, Kevin Perry. Um,
Thank you.
what's up, bro?
I appreciate you having me. And I hear you're the number one podcaster, and it's a real honor to be on your show. And because I was gonna retire before I can get on a podcast, and then that was just the only way I can get on one was for you to have your own show. So I appreciate that, man. Always looking out for your little brother.
Hey, I had to pull a lot of strings to get you on this podcast. It took a lot, man. I had to talk to a lot of people, man. And, I'm glad you're here. You know, Malik
I
wanted you.
appreciate it.
Malik wanted you on here. Your wife called me like 50 times yesterday, put you on. It's a lot of pressure. Hey, by the
Yeah,
way,
well,
I gotta tell you, man, I can't keep it in no longer. I want you to know that you were adopted, and and Nona May adopted you from Charlie Perry, and we felt bad for you. I remember walking. I was about 1 year old, and she said, Charlie, just take care of this little boy for me, all right? Go play in your room, stuff like that, and I took you on, because I'm
I
beautiful.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I'm definitely got that team blood in me, man. Definitely do. Um, uh, there's a lot of things you don't know, about me, like with Vanessa.
Yeah,
And,
that's what happened to your rocket up there, that Chinese rocket. What happened? You know, was that your fault?
Charlie, well, no, no. See, what happens is, they have a law now. You could have weed, and I just, I started to apart and was still in the bathroom, and the dumbass tried to drive the damn rocket without me. I told him
Oh,
I'll be right back. I sent me a cigarette, but yeah, man, it was a big problem that day, man. Never forget that day. As high as it was good weed though. It was. I
so
think I bought it off my nieces. If I was
your nieces?
correct.
Oh
Yeah.
man, must be one of your other brother's kids, right?
Oh, I ain't ratting on my nieces. I know you're a cop, man. I'm gonna say who it is, but I'll say they're my nieces. But one of them might have a cop as a dad. I ain't trying to mess up all that.
My batteries are low on my.
That's all right. I can hear you good. You don't need those.
Sorry, little technical difficulties over here.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Hey,
Now I can
hey.
hear you.
So you're an astronaut? You're like spaced out?
All the time, man. Woo! All the time. Man, I got to be at a certain age, I said, I'm going to live, man. It was so hard to live when I was young. With so many things going on. You couldn't, wasn't like, these kids now have it easy, but don't have it easy. So, I was appreciated by having elders watch me, and I try to give that same love to the kids that were growing up when I was there. But after that, it just disappeared, you know. Toys and TVs,
Hey,
TVs, and
so we got your boy Gumby on the comment section there. I wonder if he could tell us some stories about you.
man, Charlie, I'll tell you about me and Gumby, man. We just used to just get on the bus and go. We figured out you get a bus pass, what I mean, from the school, and it costs you 30 cents, and then you go anywhere. So we figured out that the Crenshaw bus always ran 24 hours. So no matter where we got lost, if we made it to the Crenshaw bus, from wherever we was, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, wherever, we could get home. But the thing was, getting home, we had to pass three different gangs. on the same corner. You know what I mean? And by by luck, we see them, they see them, we duck, we go, and then we run. So the whole adventure getting home after you just came from the amusement park was, whoa, we made it again. But you know what we did? We got back on that bus again and did it again and did it again and did it again. And even though, we wasn't from California, so we just was wise guys. So we thought we could do it. It was an adventure, like country kids. Even though we're city kids, but we're country kids. Like, so we're like, oh shit, we've been chasing white folks all this time, chasing us. This ain't nothing. These dudes can't see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was crazy, man. When one time we had Malik with us, and we were like, the car went around the block to come find us. We were in the bushes, man, and they didn't even see us, man. They're so dumb that they actually stopped where we were. We were in the bushes, but they didn't think we were that smart to go in the bushes because they were saying to themselves, "I ain't going in that motherfucking bushes. Hell no. We country shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Whew. I get like Samuel Jackson sometimes, man. I gotta relax. But yeah, so we just stood in the bushes, and Malik didn't say anything because we told him shh, and for once Malik was shh, and he didn't move. You know what I mean? And then when Malik, would be on our way home, he'd be like, "Yo, we gotta hide in the bushes. Here comes another car." So every car now he thought was we were hiding in the bushes, man. Sometimes Malik had scratches on his leg, and my mother said, "Where my kid get that scratches?" I said, "Man, that kid's always playing in the bushes, man. I don't know." Oh yeah, man. Oh, we used to, yeah, me and Gumby used to ditch school and go to Hollywood. We seen like we one day with like the dude from Fame, the dancer there. He was running from everybody, and
His
me
name
and
Leroy.
yeah, Leroy. And we were at the Capitol Records. Me and Gumby, we were just like, we were trying to get because we heard that they got radios on Hollywood Boulevard for $20, and they're like, $300 radios. So
Yep.
we just went there to shop for different radios. And this dude was like, hide me, hide me. And we were like, this fucking guy, excuse Samuel Gasson again. Who's this guy, man? He got braids, to me and Gum, we're like, this, hey, man, don't come near us, man, you homeless. That's what we're thinking as he's coming, and and then he says, he took off his shirt and you could see then we're like, oh, he's a tutti frutti. You know what I mean? Oh, man, who are you? And then he's some from Fame, and we seen a whole bunch of people coming around that corner, and he just hid behind us. They wasn't thinking he was with us. We were just sitting there chilling, and they just kept running and kept running and kept running past them. Man, he shook our hands and then went into the Capitol building. It was too fast for us to react. We just would naturally do it. So things would happen to me and Gumby. We didn't. It just happened. One time we were walking, and Knight Rider. He was They were doing a shot, and me and Gumby just happened to walk, and the guy was running at us with the purse, and he's supposed to stop at the clip after he gets around the corner. But we happen to be coming around the corner, coming from the Hollywood Hills, coming down, because we walked everywhere. We pretended, we go to the swap meet and we had clothes that looked like we were famous at this time now. 50-cent shots. So everybody thought they costed $25,000. We were Gucci'd up, but they didn't check. They wasn't close enough to check the labels. But anyways, the guy's running up, and me and Gumby were like, "Yo, he took that lady's purse," and we about to clothesline that dude. The dude's face was like, "Huh? Wait, it's a movie. It's a movie." Wait, and me and Gumby was like, we're still like that country kind of city, and we was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, you know. And then so the guy came. He was in a chair because they at that time they had them director was in the chair and he was on the rope. They investigate. So he comes around he lowers himself in the chair. He says, "Oh, hey man, how'd you like being an extra? because he didn't want that scene out. So, he paid us $50 each at that time. We signed the cassette, and that was my first time in a movie. And me and Gumby by accident. We never seen the clip because why would we have time for TV? We were always out, and we didn't know it was going to happen again. We went one time on a Coca-Cola commercial, and we accidentally was sitting in the McDonald's was just opening, and we sat there. But see, at that time we didn't know we could get money for that. You just signed a consent and they gave you $50, and me and Gumby were like, "Yoo-hoo, we're rich, man. Let's go back to Hollywood and go buy another radio." And that's all we did, and then come back, we were into things, anything to do with singing, and it's just like we used to just, we called the AWK crew, always kicking it crew, because we always kicked it and did stuff, man. It was a wonderful time back there, man.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So does Malik still got them scars?
No, he got on a horse, he looked all like a cowboy pretty, I know his wife sees that cowboy hat and him on a horse. He said, he looks so cute. He never looked like that again now. He, got that Spanish look now, man. Woo. I tell people, Malik's my brother. They be like, hey, Malik ain't your brother, he's Puerto Rican. I said, yeah, he's my brother, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, Malik, hey, I took Malik on this ride one time, man. Space Mountain, man, and we went on it, and he barely made the height, but he was a trooper, man, and you could see his face, man. It was like all through the ride, man. It was in the dark, but they lighted up, and he was a trooper because he went through that, man. Me and Malik used to do the scariest rides. I don't do scary rides no more, but. Well, Malik, I just wanted to do it, man. We used to have fun, man. We really do. Malik was my thing, man. I'd be like, my mother, she'd give me money. I was like, all right, if I go, I knew where to shop. You know what I'm saying? So I take the bus to down to Old Town Mall. They got stuff you can get. They got stores in there a little reasonable, but it took about 2-3 hours to get there, but it was only costing me 30 cents in a transfer. So, I'm going, and I'd go, I get nice clothes and stuff, and I just looked apart everything I did, and then I don't know, man. I loved Malik, man. We did everything. Malik did so much when he was a kid that he can't do anymore right now that he didn't do because I wasn't letting them gangs take my little brother, So if we were gonna do it, we're gonna die because we're doing something. We're going something, we have fun or whatever,
Yeah. Hey, it's cool. So we got a lot of people listening and viewing. So, but no, you started this conspiracy that I was your father, man. What's up with that?
Yo, I was just about to get to that, man. I'm going in the store and I'm seeing these guys, and I know them, But I went to California, so they went with me to elementary, but they didn't go to junior high with me, in high school. So I come and I'm seeing them in the store, and they say, "Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man? Yo, what's up?" And I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" I don't know who they are, but I know the face, So I'm saying, "Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Oh, yeah. So you came back from California?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I did." And, oh man, hey, your father's a good guy, man. Now I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's my father's, friend's kid and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. He says, "Hey, um, your father's ran for mayor, huh?" And I said, "Oh yeah, he did." Now I know I got this dude. Because I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. Charlie's my dad. That's my dad. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him.
You're no good, man. Really, Kevin?
Oh man, shoot.
Really?
Man, so hey, that ain't the only story. Landon used to tell people he was Kevin. You know what I mean? Until they found out he was Landon. That's why he is who he is right now because no one knew who he was. He got away with everything.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, you
Oh,
know,
happy birthday, Jason. Gotta tell him, yo, shout out.
that's right. That's right, man. Happy birthday, Jay. Nice, 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 nice.
You know,
Hey,
Charlie, I know people appreciate you. You know, y'all the face of New Bedford. You know, and you know the things you do is what instilled in me to do under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you so the whole influence of me and you know, changed a lot of these kids, and I'm proud of what we did. You know, and I'll never take that back. You know, the Perry Pina Grace Curry instilled me in us is truly family. You know, with people, you know, friends or whatever. And I know we love or hate. People hate us sometimes, but I figure it like this: if you like me, then I do my job. If you hate me, then I bet you love me back. You know what I'm saying? That's the key to life. You know, be successful when you're hot, and you'll be good. You know. I love you,
yeah,
bro. I appreciate this, man, and I hope my career, you know, blossoms now because, you know, I opened up for Chops, you know, and he got married and he's still singing, and I'm done. You know what I mean? I don't understand that part, you know, stealing songs and stuff. He's famous, you know, so I had a rough life, you know. I
he's
could
stealing
have been
songs.
famous.
Which song did he steal from you?
Oh, child, we're still in court. I can't release that information. You know what I mean right now. You know, but I'm
Yeah,
still proud of him. I'm a #1 fan. You know, The Rock. I love The Rock. You know, I appreciate The Rock like before he appreciates himself. Man, you know, and he's just an inspiration. You know, even I try to call him and just keep inspiring him because you know one time, you know kid was in his video, he didn't even understand that, you know, a kid that's having problems at home. And but he got a chance to be in your video, you know. So things change for The Rock when he can understand things. You know, I like Mike too, Mike Casation, man. You know, he was a big influence on me to respect the league because I didn't respect. I thought the refs were just out to get us. I just really did, you know. And Mike, you know, sat and talked, and I learned to appreciate him. And after that, you know, you know, I became a menace, should I say? You know, I learned that, you know, how to do things. I learned how to flop from Michael Conceição. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, yeah. So
That's a
the big
big
thing.
flop, man.
He taught me that, man. I
Dude,
love it, man. You
dude is
know,
big bone, man.
yeah, he is. No, but and big Reggie Victor, you know, he's an inspiration to me too, man. I love that guy, man. You know, he was going through some times after his friend died, and you know, me and him picked right up right after that, and you know, we've been inspiring each other for a while. You know, I like that dude. You know, you know, so
So
New
did
Bedford's
you?
my heart. You know,
So you hung with Reggie when he was Slick Rick?
oh man, yeah. He retired and I got mad, man. I was just getting into the things and stuff. He said, "Oh, Kevin, we gotta retire." You know, but hey, you know,
Why
he
would you?
is who he is.
Why would you retire from Slick Rick, man?
He retired himself, Charlie. You know, he's forcing himself because he does too many shows. You know, he can't handle it. You know, he had to relax. He's a pupper now, so they'll
Yeah.
appreciate that.
He
You
had
know,
all them groupies following him. You know, Slick
yeah, yeah.
Rick.
Yo, he got tons of followers. People don't understand being a DJ. You know, you got to do different crowds. You know, and he was a pleasure. You know, doing different crowds. People enjoyed him. You know, so yeah, and the music he put on, it would make you dance. He didn't get you off the dance floor. He got you on the dance floor. You know.
Oh no, here's some fighting words, man. Just like you say, bang bang. You know, but this is now this is foolishness. So don't
Oh
let him
my God.
go. Don't let him go before he explains why the Perrys could never beat the Haywards.
You know
Hey,
what? That
I,
that
I, hey, all of them together, they're like 18 feet high, and they couldn't beat us.
I
How many times we blocked Sean Haywood? Like,
Yo, listen, because of the Haywards, I became the greatest player ever at Monty's Park because they inspired me, man. And it's stuff I used to do to them was embarrassing, and they just kept coming back every year, man. You know, and you know, I'm glad because you know Dana and Derek learned how to dribble. You know what I'm saying? So They took it off the football court and they were like, yo, we're too tall. They're beating us on the football field. My quarterback, Antoine Andre, never got sacked. We put him in white all the time just to prove they couldn't sack him. And he went home clean. We could have did Tide commercials. We were so clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, but Sean always got stuck playing me, and that was embarrassing because I
That,
was too good for him. But
that was
if
like that was
he
like
they
6 points.
taught me how to like block people and be happy. You know what I mean? Because that's all they could do was block. You know what I mean? So I got that. Like, ain't nobody ever played against me that I didn't block. You may have beat
Hmm.
me, but I blocked every player that played against me at one time, and I learned that from the Haywoods. You know, because defense was their thing. But then, once they started shooting, I mean, they probably can beat us now. You know what I'm saying? If we lower the hoops to 8 feet, and they put JJ in the front of me, that way I don't have to block them all the time. But other than that, shoot. My best games was with me and Ryan Sudo bump and thump against Nate, Victor, and Robert Davis. We used to embarrass them. You know what I mean? Oh my God. And Nate, oh man, poor Nate, man. He used to be so mad because he can't lose to Fat Ryan. Oh my God. And old Kevin. Oh my God. We used to and then they used to always try to find new Pocs to play us. Like, you know what I mean? So Bobby be searching on his car, you know what I mean? And then we end up in Paytonarium one time, you know what I mean? And they were like, "Oh, play now," you know what I mean? Because first of all, they just want to play ball, Charlie. You know what I mean? And they're like, they got enough of us, we're gonna play. Oh my God, that hoop was so small. I was like, oh, I was Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, all together. Boy, man, they must have smelled ass crack all day because my butt was on their foreheads. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh
Yeah,
man, yeah, man, that was fun,
hilarious.
man. And Ryan Sudo, God, man, he's a ball player when he plays with me. No, no,
Hey,
no, because he get I make him play. You know what I
who is
mean? I
it?
make him play.
Who's that? Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan Sudo,
Hey,
man.
hey,
They,
check
they
this out. I'll tell you a story about Ryan. Right? We took Ryan fishing. So
yeah.
we go to Hurricane Dike. Ryan had everything. He took everything from his grandfather. Grandfather had everything. Ryan's like going into Walmart. In the Ryan will get this. He got the fish pole, got tackle box, got the hat, got everything. So we take Ryan to the dike, and so he uses someone's fishing pole. Must have been his grandfather. So Ryan's on the lower part of the Hurricane Dike, and he's fishing. So all of a sudden, something pulled the fishing pole in, pulled it in, and I'm just looking out to the corner of my eye. All I see is Ryan jump from the Hurricane Dike into the water. Big splash. All I see is white water all over the place. He ain't worried about nothing else. He ain't worried about nothing else. He just got to get that pole back, man. Yeah, I don't even know if he can swim. He just jumped right in there. So, but now let's talk about your late night conversations. When you're calling me late at night. What's wrong with you? I gotta go to work, and you're calling me. You know, like like uh like I got things to do. I
You
can't be
know, it's
talking.
funny. You're retired, so what you're saying makes no sense. Your
I
phone
work.
should be
I'm
ringing
work. I,
anytime. And
I'm a bus driver, bro. I gotta wake up early.
well, hey, that's the time you get up is when I call. You know what I'm saying? You know, but Charlie, you started that because you used to call me. People don't understand that you started the late night drinking, calling people, man. Because see, people don't understand that when you get a certain limit, Michelle goes home and you're by yourself. And when you're by yourself, you're like, oh man, where's Kevin at? You know what I mean? You could be in a meeting with like 85 cops, but if you're a drunk, you're gonna call me up and I'll be like, Kevin, hey Kevin, this cop wants to smoke a joint with you. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? And then you'll hang up. You know what I mean? And then you'll have somebody like a DJ in a pink suit call me and start rubbing stuff in and talking crazy too. So now that I'm at the age, after 50. I figured I can get even. So I'll call you right when I know because you got girls. You know what I'm saying? So now you understand the problems I have. You know, the problem is when you go to the bathroom and then you look on your toilet paper and you got a full row, right? You're like, "Ooh, I'm safe. I'm safe. I can go to the bathroom." So you don't. You do go to the bathroom, and now you look. It's almost halfway where you're like, "Ah, forget it." You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to go to the liquor store right now and get toilet paper. So
That's
I
where you get
wait.
your toilet paper?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You know what I mean? While everybody was at the epidemic trying to chase down toilet paper, I was getting at the liquor store. You know, so I was like, "Hey." And this guy gets upset when my wife buys toilet paper. She's been buying toilet paper for 2 months now. I don't know. The liquor store is gonna go out of business. But
So
why girls don't say, "Oh, there's no more toilet paper"? Why you gotta actually sit down and shit? Excuse me, Sharon O'Decky, before you find out you got no toilet paper. But you knew there was some before you left. But I don't know. I guess I got to put a sign up that says get toilet paper. But it'd be all right if you didn't leave the house. But when you leave the house 6 times to do stuff for like your sister, Molly, Sally, and Fred, you know what I mean? And you come back. And each time you went to a store. You know what I mean? And then a dollar store, because you can't say you're cheap. If you walk in the dollar store and you know you got toilet paper, you ain't got toilet paper, you got a problem, man. You trying to catch me without no toilet paper, so I have to use my hands to wipe my ass. You know what I mean? That's a setup. So,
so,
you
so
know,
do you get a rewards card at the liquor store?
oh, definitely, man. Hey, man. What one day I walked in, it's recently because my wife just started buying toilet paper. You know what I mean? Because she don't want me to. She's getting mad because I keep saying, "Damn, no more toilet paper." But I'm saying, if you were tired of that, you would have shut me up a long time ago. Not now. But anyways, I walk in liquor store, man. This dude said, "I ain't seen you in so long, man." He said, here's the toilet. Wipe your ass on me. And me and him both laughed and laughed, man, because he knows the struggle. You know what I mean? He knows the struggle. You know what I mean? He says, "I know, man." But see, it's different. Like, because if I go to the store with my mother, like, she buys like these 50 rolls, and with her, it's like heaven. It's like, here, you guys can have two. And I'm like, "Oh man, Ma, don't give me those." And she's like, "No, you can use them." I say, "Ma, that's gonna last me a year." You know what I'm saying? In my house, you know what I'm saying? She goes, "Oh," she goes, "Go ahead, take it." So, you know what I mean? So when you go with your mother, they buy jumbos for what? I don't know. You know what I mean? But in my house, we're like, "Oh, just run and get that single." Single? No, we need no single. Wait, don't worry. I'll get it. I'll get it later at the other store. That
So
don't
it
worry.
would. So that first experience when you got toilet paper in the liquor store, was that like buying tampons for your girl or your
No,
wife? In the
oh
store.
no, it was fun. It was fun because the guy was like, he just. I used to go to the liquor store and the old, Portuguese guy, and he had to retire just, a couple of years back, whatever. But so the Indian guy's been transforming it little by little into his store. Something that if the Portuguese guy could have did, he could have still stood in business. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. A guy owns his own store and then he has to leave. But anyways, so I told him I like the guy, and from that day on, the owner, the actual owner, he's been like a real cool guy to me, man. Like, cause he understands. I told him, neighborhood's important to me. So I like going in the store and they know me. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
you
hated
don't.
going in the store and they looked at me like I was a nigga. You know what I mean? I'm used to that. It's like some stores you didn't want to go in, but now I'm older and I got this attitude like I'm me. Now I earned it. I earned it. You know what I mean? I earned my world, so I'm gonna have my world just like they had theirs. And
So
it's easier. It's easier now to go talk to people. I've got the gift of the gab now. It's like before you just had to hit and run. They shouldn't have gave freedom of speech to me. Yeah.
Uh, Brandon wants to get that hookup, so he doesn't live too far from you, Why don't you, get extra 2 rolls of toilet paper and bring it to the house, then go back home. It's not too far away.
I love Brandon. Brandon's just a different breed because like what he went through, it's an experience because I went through tough times and like I couldn't get help where I was because I was in the streets. You know what I mean? So listen to his stories and everything about him. He just reminds you of if I had a son with blood, it'd be him. You know what I mean? He's just like me. He acts like me. He's funny like me. Plays sports. No disrespect to his fathers because he's part of them too, and he's all about them. He's a family man, and he allows me to have my Perry side, and he allows himself to have that young in him, and I appreciate everything about him, man. Because
Yeah.
when we had a bunch of girls around, it was only me and him. We only had mothers and aunts and our daughters. So we got to stick together, man. We're our wage. You know what I mean? You got stepmothers and in laws and all. Everybody's a girl. It's just me and you. So when I had him, I was like, oh, shit, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going. We're staying together, man. And we've been locked. Like I told him, like I'll never like I don't care. Like you can't take Brandon away from me. Like so, what you do as a marriage is work it out in this house. You know what I mean? And in that house too, we got to work it out because he's here for life. You know what I mean? But my
That's
daughter's a
nice.
good choice. Both my daughters are so what I mean. They're perfect. Like their beauty. It's all me. You see it, Perry Pina Love. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have two, what I mean, they both look so beautiful. It's got to be me. You know what I
Hey,
mean? So.
and Larissa got like 100,000 followers, man, on IG, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, she,
she makes me the when she does it, which makes me it keeps my superstar look. You know what I mean? Because I went to California to be a superstar, so when I see her, I'd be like, see, I knew I could have been a model. Look at my daughter. You know what I mean? I told you. You know what I'm saying?
uh, hey, remember this time we were in one of my older cars, Oldsmobile Cutlass, and it's you and I in the front, and Malik in the back. You remember that story that time? And you called him something? You don't remember?
No, Charlie. No, I
Yes.
don't remember.
Come
Can
on.
can you remind me? Can you
No,
remind me?
why don't you tell the story, man?
No, because I kind of don't remember it. You
Yes,
know.
you do.
No, I don't. I don't remember, but I remember something about it. Just tell me the nickname, and I'll tell you the story. Okay, that way you announce the nickname. You know,
What? All right, Malik, you call him a nymphomaniac.
my little brother is a sex maniac, man. I just wanted you to know, but I didn't want to be the first to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're riding in the car, I believe. And somehow or another, we just, kids, we're just laughing. I think it's just so funny. And I turn around and I told Maliki, "You're a nymphomaniac," But to me, it was me using big words. I don't know. My brain was starting to be evolved, at that time. And I learned a word and I said it and it sounded so funny that it's linked on for years now.
So wasn't you and Gumby taking trigonometry in middle school?
Oh man, the thing about going to California is your brain is way smarter than them. So you know what I mean. Me and Gumby, look, I took a test and graduated in the 10th grade. All right, they call it California Pacific exam. After that, I took classes. You know what I mean, that were just you know whatever you had to do as a major. You know what I'm saying. 4 classes at 12 o'clock. We were down the street flipping burgers for our neighbor. So because we had to use his house to go to school. Well, his burger shop. It was our address to go to Crenshaw. By the way, they were world champions that year. We went there. Me and Gumby gave them luck. You know what I'm saying? But we started flipping burgers, and it was from then on. I don't know. People taught us how to manipulate the system, and me and Gumby ran with it, man. We ran with it, man. It was nice, man. Every time you say Gumby, I got more stories. You don't even know. But let's
Uh,
talk about how when you try to bribe us, we were
Wait one
like, oh,
second. Reggie Victor says he's coming out of retirement. What a great feeling it will be July 3rd. It'll be at Monty's Park, your place. So,
yeah, he said that. That's a great fitting. You know what I mean? My place, my home. You know what I mean? And my big DJ to come out of retirement, and people don't understand, man. When I'm in that park, I cry. I get sentimental. It's not because of the territory. It's because of all the people that had to go through things to get us where we are now. And people don't understand that part. We all were in one area at one time because we were Panthers. And then once everybody started not getting things they wanted, we all separated, and that was the worst thing as a community. We forgot what we were fighting about and became fighting against each other. But yeah, that's my home, man. I love that place. The front was our first home, Charlie. Don't forget that. We came back from Boston, and we lived over there, right? We lived where it started. Where my father and all of them, created right there. They started that. And
said
so
we lived in the lane. We lived on Chancery Street.
yeah.
Did a lot.
So yeah, I'm definitely, my blood is all through New Bedford. You know what I mean? But I I don't know. You know what I mean? There's things that just thrill me. Like I say about this car. You let us use your car, the Pinto, and you told us you can use the MPA plate, and we had it in, and we had weed fucking coming out that car like fucking Cheech and Chong. You know what I mean? And the smoke. And we didn't care because we were like, we got Charlie's car. This car, we ain't pulling us over. And I just got my license, Well, then I was chilling. I was like rolling Tyrone Barrett. I love that kid, Charlie. Tyrone Barrett and Mike Lopes, and then the Gants, and go ahead. I don't mean to cut it, but I like to say, I love them. I love a lot of people. But yeah, so the carpool is over, man, and
Hey, wait. This is where I got the Pinto from.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so Damon,
yeah.
I got the Pinto from Mom's, man. She was like, that girl, she was like, Charlie, I got a car for you. Sold me it. I love that thing. You couldn't put a love seat in the back, but I tried it. I had to move something. But
Man,
I still think of that Pinto, man. Thing
that
was
that
reliable.
That was this. That's the original Cheech and Chong car right there, man. That
Hey,
cop
get
was stoned and He took your plate and to tell Charlie to come get that plate from me. I was like, yo, we just got a police officer stoned. We're going to the feds. That's what I told him. I said, we're going to the feds, man. Charlie comes back to that plate. You know what I mean? I said, fuck it, let's go to the Cape. You know what I mean? We turned around, went to Wareham, and started riding around. We were like, hey, we're gonna get pulled over. Charlie ain't letting us use the car no more. We might as well have fun. Man, we end up at a keg party. We had so much dude, where's my car? Oh my God, Charlie, your car went everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I remember that time you thought you knew how to drive, and we were coming back from the Cape and you missed the exit, and you told me, oh, don't worry, I got this. I said, oh, you got this? Okay. I closed my eyes, and you were almost taking us to New Hampshire. I woke up, yo, what are you doing, man? It's the wrong exit. I said, I thought you knew what you were doing. You're trying to take us to New Hampshire. You don't know where that is, in the woods. You know what I mean? Bigfoot and all that. You trying to kill us over here? You know what I mean? Yo, Buck was in the back and his brother, and they were like,
I
oh my God, man, Charlie. Yo, that
really,
was the funniest. That was the
really,
fun.
really, Kevin.
Yeah, man, that
Hey,
was crazy.
Bigfoot's in California, West
It
Coast.
don't, hey, it don't matter. Yeah, I just was mad because you tried to say you knew what you were doing and you don't know what you were doing, and I was like, shoot. Did your audience know how you and John Lombard used to get me in trouble, and that's how everybody thinks I'm bad because you two used to hang throwing matches in cars. I'm getting chased down the street after I was talking to a girl, and when I was young, I liked to talk little, girls. That was my thing. You guys were burning shit, messing up my thing. And I remember times I was playing house and people knocking on my door and say, "How'd you get in here? You were just outside over there breaking that lady's window. We seen you, you troublemaker." And the girl can't date me no more and stuff like that. And I'm the nice guy reading books, Einstein and math and all that. And I'm getting in trouble because of Pickles Jr. and the Whiz Kid over here. Oh,
Listen,
people don't know that though.
what?
Yeah, man. How about over here? Hey, people, thank Charlie and John Lomber for Gomes School because they used to go in there reading magazines and they try to experiment with a cigarette. They dropped the cigarette because Bruce and Bonner caught him on there. And next thing you know, they burned up the whole damn street. And now we got Gomes School. So thanks to them two, you kids getting an education at Gomes School. So be proud of Charlie, you know what I mean? And John Lomber. They're my heroes. I love them guys, man.
I never, never, ever touch matches in my life.
Well, you wouldn't now. You wouldn't now, because I know. I heard you. I heard when that guy picked me up by my shirt and said, "I know it was you," and you said, "Yeah, it was him." I said, "What? What the hell, man?" Oh
That's
my
it.
god.
I think, yeah, it was you.
Oh
was.
man.
Really,
Hey,
really, Kevin. It was
Yeah,
you.
really,
Really.
Kevin. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin. Really.
We're gonna talk about how Ma bought you that calligraphy thing, and you thought you were writing in Europe and English and all that stuff. So then you turned all my real poems into that, and everybody was like, "Wow, that's amazing! It's all in Old English and stuff." Oh man, I said, "That's my shut up, boy. Get upstairs. You know your brother did this with the people pen I bought him."
I
Oh my
did.
God. And I was like, oh, this is poetic. You know what I mean? My pulse is jumping right now. And then I hear about poetic pulse. What the heck? I was like, oh, you even told my name, man. What the whoa, man. You go, man. You go, Charlie. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, man. You make me happy.
Got it.
Hey,
Got it.
Charlie, another
Got to
thing.
keep it in the family.
You know that dude Vernon? Oh man, Vernon, he's a beast in this New Bedford. I can't wait for you to like talk to him. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because listen, man. These kids, all they start out whatever doing it is, but this dude, everything you hear from New Bedford, was originally, started from him. I love him. You know what I mean? Like, everything he put in, and I'm from the South End at that time. He's from the West End, but I always blended with him what he did. There's a lot of them out there. I like who Rod's doing. Milton Andre, my DJ. If I ever sing or do something, I'm doing it with that dude, man. Milton's a beast. But getting to
Really.
Vernon, man. Vernon, if this culture was anything, it's definitely him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Vernon. Vernon's good. He's doing some great things. Very proud of him.
Yeah.
I think the date is the 19th. We'll have him on the Really Charlie podcast.
Yeah.
So, but
Hey, another thing, David.
Tish.
I never got to say anything to David, but David was my inspiration. David Kasich, you know what I'm saying? Because he really truly, besides Donald, you know what I mean? Because Donald that's my cousin because Uncle Bobby and his father are brothers. You know what I'm saying? And he was the first person to when they told me that I was like, yeah, Donald and me, got the same uncle, and Uncle Bobby thrived on basketball, so. He's me and Mike Lopes' connection is Donald. When Donald came back to our team, it made me appreciate him a little more because he did it without them. He did it without them, with us. You know what I mean? And that was so special to win with him. But as far as David, like whatever me and Mike Lopes got in us is definitely David Casaccio. And he gave me that game, and blame Peanut too. We talk our game, and before you talk your game, you got to learn how to play. And one time I was just a talker, and I couldn't, get it together, and what he did to keep me just to keep my mind right to being like, yo, I'm gonna embarrass everybody I play against. He forced that into me, and the defense of my game has always came from David. I just wanted to embarrass somebody on defense. I didn't want, scoring. I always can leave it to someone, but the defense, because he went through some stuff. You know what I mean? And so he's a man in blue now, and so everything he's proved his point that everything he goes through, he's there for everybody. You know what I mean? Through boys club and in the streets, and he got my route one time over here for the parade because when I get on a parade route, it was down the north end, and he was out there, and I was like, David, and this makes me proud to see them, and Mock's always coming up to me, and like they remember we're still their childhood friends, but when they need to talk, they talk, and I like that about it. You know what I mean? I like that people appreciate us, from all that, that fight we had with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's good stuff.
There's some good dudes, go back a long time with Donald, David, childhood friends. Now I'm still dear friends with both of them. We're still doing our thing,
Yeah.
But our cousin here, Tisha Silva,
The mayor.
the mayor is.
You want to hear stories about Tisha? Listen, man. God rest the Hayward. But we used to go in there in the bank. We'd be trying to chill and relax. These cats came in from Boston or wherever, right? And we're just relaxing. Me and Dana just wants to relax. Oh man, we're telling Tisha chill. Tisha wants to beat everybody up, man. She's knocking people out over logs. He's doing everything. Me and Dana just standing there, like, Tisha, we just wanted to get drunk, you know what I mean? Now you got us all over here, you know what I mean? You're beating everybody up. She was a bully, Charlie. She knocked out about 12 fucking dudes from Boston. You know what I mean? And we're like, you know what I mean? And then she said, now get back in there and let's go have a drink. I said, okay, that's my cousin. That's the fucking mayor. She ran shit. You know what the cops did? They said, oh, that's Tisha. Let's get out of here.
Hey, you know what? That's why Jay was one of the fastest kids in South End, man.
Yeah.
Because he had to run home,
Oh, yeah.
Mother's gonna whip him, man.
Oh, man.
He put the swoosh. He put the swoosh on Nike, man. He running so fast.
Hey, they don't understand. Like, I played with family when I played. I played with her son, and in Dana's league, and we lit it up. He was one of my underdog team that we carried. Like, people didn't think we could do things. I had a bunch of those teams, but yeah, that was my little cousin on that team. And then he was like, KP, come on. You're too old to stop. Let me stop. I said, what? I'm too old. Man, that game I had fucking 32 points, man. I had a couple of blocks. But I let him start every time after that because I was old. I was hurting for about fucking 4 weeks and shit with my back hurting. I was all sore. I put ice on it. That's when you knew I was like, oh, it's almost time to retire.
That's it. They got a girl in the making, man. His daughter's gonna be in the WNBA. I'll be the first one to say that. She definitely, but Tisha says I raised that boy right. Don't mess.
Yeah, she sure did, man. And he clicks with Brandon. So you know what I'm saying? That's another A+ with Brandon. Everybody that like all them young kids. You know what I'm saying? That like because I was that last of that older generation that hung with younger kids. You know what I mean? And then they decide, oh, that's it, you gotta go. You know what I mean? So, but that don't happen no more. You know what I mean? Now it's a whole generation that hang with whatever. But me, I can hang with them and laugh my ass off. I can't outdrink them no more. I'm gonna say that right now before they challenge me, because I know that's coming. I'm a rum shotter guy now. I'm relaxing. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, it's to margaritas. Except for when I'm with Rosemary. Then it's on because her and Bubbles, man, they can put it up there because they start talking and they miss. She misses New Bedford. You know what I mean? So we get to talking. The next thing you know, we don't want her to leave. You know what I mean? So we just keep going. and then next thing you know, a whole gallon of tequila is gone. So we all go to bed, and guess what happens the next day? Oh, damn, I hate you guys. I never want to hang with you again. Oh, man. No more.
Get get married to Ralph and Earl.
Yep. Oh, man. Yep. Killing us, man. I love that time, though. I'll take them headaches. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why I have to go for almost 11 days because so there's going to be 2-day hangover somewhere in between that. Then after that, then it's mediocre Mike. I'm going mediocre Mike for the rest of the time I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I won't
So
go out until Rose shows up. It's like I don't know. It's just like a Perry thing. We just, it's. No, Judy was my favorite. No, I love Roberta. Don't get that wrong, but Judy, like when, my hands were frostbite. And at that time they were telling us it was handicapped. You know what I mean? That we would not be able to do things, do that. She inspired me. She took me to the Olympics over here, and then at that time they had the Junior Olympics in the uh, um, where the school for troubled boys are on Kempton Street. You know what I mean? And I whipped everybody's ass. And I was like, yeah, give me them gold medals. But I didn't realize that. So at that time I was like, yeah, I want to be handicapped for the rest of my life. I'm killing them. But I didn't realize, I was setting myself to fail if I was ready to just give up like that much, right then, and just for some funness, and from that day on, like, I learned, because everybody was blaming me for whatever my father did, because I looked so much like him. So it was like, but with me and Judy, it was like, brother and sister, and later on, me and Roberta got that bond, but my
uh,
father said he always wanted to protect her, and I did the damnedest if I could, but I miss her, man. I didn't think she was gonna. It would that part of my life would be gone so quick, But yeah, man,
it was
Rose is
tough.
my girl, man.
Auntie Judy is a tough woman, man. Hey,
Yeah,
people take her kindness for a weakness, but we
yeah,
both seen her slam a couple of guys on their head. You know.
yeah, yeah.
So
We know a couple and shit, and a big name on the end of his name too. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah,
taking no joke.
You know what I mean? Oh man, one time, right? I don't know. She was dating this guy, rabbit, whatever, and he thought he could just tell women whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you go do this, you do this. Man, my auntie Judy picked up this big old biker chain. Biker chains now. He's a biker chain. I don't know if everybody calls it biker chains now, but the chains they put on his shoulder, ready to whip somebody's ass. She picked that motherfucker up and started swinging at that dude. I don't even know what the dude looks like because I never seen him come back, and I guess he was going to get married to her, and I was like, "What's this dude, man?" I mean, because of that, I don't even know what the dude looks like, but I know he was gone real fast, and Judy. That's when I was like, "Oh shit, Judy, we gotta get into wrestling." You know what I mean? You're the shit,
His ghost.
Yeah, man.
So
Once she got power enough to start fighting back, man, she went from my sister to my hero. You know what I'm saying? Always my aunt, but you know what I'm saying. But she was real close, and what she did for everybody is so sounding like that whole united front, like was like her and Auntie Laura. You know what I'm saying? And that part them are the things that kids won't ever see, but it's in my heart, and you wish like if it was written down in a book, this is your great Aunt Judy. You know what I mean? This is what she did to keep family this way and that way. It won't get written, but Rhonda's real good at making people realize, and Rhonda's strong right now too. She's real, I
yeah.
I get I
So
gotta give her a new Bedford, she's loving it, and the color. But if I had all my place, I would be me, Rose, and Rhonda locked away in Florida, waiting for this graduation. You know what I mean? That's my second home. I just think, I love New Bedford. I'll be here for as long as I can. But when I'm ready to, like, you retire, I gotta go to the water. You know what I'm saying? And I just miss it. California was so so enticing for me, and to not have it so much, you just miss it. You want it back, and I hope I can get it when I retire.
Yeah, you will. But let's speaking of water, let's talk about your pool time, man. How do you get all that pool time and that pool's
Oh
not yours?
man, you know
That's
what? I have to thank my sister and my brother-in-law, Lena and Dewan, because they put up with me so much every so when they bought that house. The rule was when we all grown up, you know, I didn't care what they said when they were kids, but whenever they said is what they said to me. And I got a paper my granddaughter signed that she can't make no music without me. You know what I mean? But as far as that, me, Lena, and Richie, and all, when we bought a house, whatever, whoever bought it first, I was getting the basement, no matter what, for all the shit I've been put up with. You know what I mean? They're gonna buy me a house. You know what I mean? Or not buy me a house. Just give me the basement, because I didn't want to be the first, because I knew if I bought the first, they were all moving in with me. So I was like, just give me a basement. That way I don't have to. I know where I'm gonna be. So once they got their house, I told them, man, that's my basement. So everybody that knows them knows the basement's mine. But then it came with a pool. Oh my God, luxury. Pool's close to the basement. So I think the basement person owns the pool then, because their porch is raised up.
oh,
It's like it's raised up, so they have to go up to get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Well, anyways, so the pool starts on the ground. It should be mine, I guess. So I made a deal with them. When they're not home, I'm stealing the pool. So as soon as the summer hits, it's like, gee, I leave work at 10 o'clock sometimes, Charlie. I got time. You know what I mean? I take that time. I send Lena pictures of me in her pool. I send Juan pictures of me in the pool. You know what I mean? I go live on Facebook. I be talking, yeah. Because see, there's no sense of having a pool if you ain't enjoying it. Do you ever see them in the pool? Never. I never see them in the pool, man. So that pool was for me and the kids. You know what I'm saying? But the kids gotta understand. You know what I mean? Pool time's my time. So they gotta, I sometimes let them come in every once in a while. Kids always say, "Hey, Uncle Kevin, come on, please let us, get in the pool." I'd be like, "All right, well, and then they get in, and we're having fun, and then they want to jump on my shoulders, and they want me to throw them, and that part's fun.
but
Especially when one's been a punk and don't listen all day. Oh yeah, man. But it 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 don't matter, because I got good kids around me. They listen, and Dewan, man, if they act up, listen, Charlie here to put them in TV timeout real quick. And when it's TV timeout, you know what that means? It's pool time. And when they're sitting there all mad, Charlie, I backstroke in front of them. Woo! You should have got in trouble. You be in the pool with me. Oh, shut up, Uncle Kevin. You're always gonna start trouble. And I'd be like, yeah. I'll splash them, and then they'll run. Uncle Kevin just splashed me. I'm like, oh, my fault. My fault. I go back
hey,
in the water. I
now
love pool time.
let's go on the other side of the family tree. I want you to talk about your sister-in-law Nicole. You know,
Man,
she,
I
hey, remember how Malik was always going to church, and then Nicole started going to church, and she like that was it. It was done. She kidnapped him, Yeah, I didn't know after the after school program was Nicole. Malik never came home on time. He meets that girl. He was just trying to go to church. Pray, read scripture, and then Nicole, she still got him kidnapped. How many years?
Hey, Charlie, that's my fault. That's my fault. I want to take full blame for that, because her father found out I was Malik's brother. Malik was a wild kid, whatever, was getting into trouble. So we get into Johnson and Johnson, and he's like, Perry, kid. He comes up to me like we're in jail. You know what I mean? We're filing this stiff. He comes over to me like, yo, because nobody likes him. Nobody likes him at the job. That's why we used to say, Nobody likes him. Because George just wants to do what he wants to, and the Portuguese don't like that, man. They don't
But
like people
what?
to
Hey,
come
hey,
over.
hey! You
Um,
can't be derogatory, man. You're gonna get me in trouble. You get me
uh,
censored.
I'm sorry, man.
Uh,
I
uh,
that's a normal word, and they called us that, all of us that. That's what I thought we were. I'm sorry.
I'm
No,
telling you,
not
man.
the older guys
Yeah.
that speak foreign
Yep.
didn't like George. You know what I mean? Because George just thought he knew everything. So George would come over to me and be like, "Yo, your little brother's Malik. Oh man, you dating my daughter, man. Nah, man, that ain't happening, man." And I said, "What?" He's like, you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something, man." And I said, "Well," I just started laughing. What do you mean I gotta give you something? You gotta give me some help, man. You gotta be on my team. You know what I mean? I really don't like him, man. He gets in trouble. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Mental.
she's calling us a liar now,
You know
Nicole.
what I mean? Nah, man, and he ever since me and him had that talk, like I mean, he was George was so funny to me, man. We used to just go and work and just mess with these guys, and it was so fun, man. He became another one of my brothers. Like he just I think he just wanted to go to work after that. He come
Yeah.
up and tell me remedies and stuff like that. But him and Malik kicked it off after that. But he didn't like Malik. No one's gonna like their daughter's boyfriend. You know what I mean?
No.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? But now look at us now. Like you know what I mean? I love Brandon. You know,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. So it just was like that. He loves Nicole. Nicole is definitely was his baby. And George, I see that in him right now. But
Hey.
yeah, she definitely got my brother out of church. Because I actually thought Malik was going to own his own church. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The
Yeah.
route he was going. He was reading the Bible every day and all that stuff, and I was like, yo, good for
Past,
him, man. I'm proud of you,
past,
man.
Pastor Perry. That was you had a ring to it.
Yeah,
Nic-
man.
Nicole came around. And she says Malik was no damn church boy. Remember when we made that cross and he had Nicole's name in the middle of the cross? It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
crucifix and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It was. He thought he
I
seen.
I remember that big cross he tried to make too, because JJ helped him carry it to her. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
They were in front of her yard. They put the cross. You know what I mean? And then they try to burn a big hot around it, saying, "Nicole, I love you," and they almost burnt the whole neighborhood down.
yeah.
But I remember that JJ and Malik, they were good buddies there when they really. If you see that, matter of fact, if you see that picture Malik got up, you see he has a ring around his finger. He is actually married in the 7th grade because George told him he can't come over here unless he puts a ring on his daughter's finger. So his daughter said, "Hey, you got to wear that ring every time you come to my house." And I didn't realize it, but I seen the ring. So it's on his finger in that
Yeah,
picture.
Malik, man. She, you know, they're bullies, man. Nicole's a bully, man.
Yeah,
She's a
yeah.
bully. You know, she's a bully.
Nicole, you
She
only had
lied.
two damn kids because I was talking to your father undercover, okay? I was working for him, you know what I'm saying? He
That's it.
pressed me up against me and was like, "Yo, you gonna work for me if my daughter's gonna be dating your brother." I was like, "We ain't mafia." He says, "We are now." Don't tell me. Your father's the godfather. What you don't know, you won't
Yeah.
know.
He's
Oh,
busted. He's that military. Got that military background.
hell yeah, man.
Uh,
Bitch, you don't. Come on, you were embedded and stuff when we and them was hanging out. Shut up, man.
yeah.
I'm saying with them stories.
But
Oh,
this Nicole was in pajamas before the sun went down, man. She was like locked up. She couldn't do nothing. But when it came to Malik, man, she was out the house like a ninja. Just she was off South First Street quicker than quick, man.
Nicole was the one that because you see her always dressing up. She was the one that started if you wear that long shawl, your father won't know what you're wearing. And
Yeah,
then when you get outside, you put it in because at that time nobody had a real car, so they used their friend's Aunt Tilly's old Volkswagen, and they used to
yeah,
throw all the the clothes that they had on inside that big old trunk, because
Yeah.
you had to have a Volkswagen trunk for all them girls changing their clothes, you know what I mean, to them skimpy outfits. You know what I'm
She,
saying? That's why my
she,
brother
hey,
don't go to church no more.
she had that shawl, right? That big old long shawl. And she used to spin around like Wonder Woman, Wonder
Hmm.
Woman,
Yeah,
spin
yeah,
all the clothes off. And then
yeah.
she have like Daisy Dukes on, a tank top. And I said, damn, man, look at this chick, man. That's why my brother don't come home, man. Getting in trouble with Dr. Souza and everything, you know?
I I
That's
told
it.
you he was a nympho. You didn't want to believe me,
An
man.
info, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Me,
dude's crazy. Soon as he seen her belly button, he was like, "Woo, woo, kid, oh!" You know what I mean? He was all over that. Uh huh. Yeah, my brother.
yeah. Showing that belly button,
Mhm.
hmm
Definitely, man. Hey,
Man.
you know what though? Let's bring up Linguiça, because Gasper's got the best. But the funniest story was when you called me up and shit and pissed off because Gaspers didn't want to make you delivery, and you were like, "Yo, Gasper sucks. I'm going to Emeralds.
That's
I
it.
just
I'm
put
at Emeralds.
172." Because and I was laughing because I went to my boss. I said, "See, you got the man going to Emerald," but the reason is because one guy, right? We just sent him 4 orders, right? All 4 orders. He said the packages is warm, so he just got $600 worth of linguiça because he kept saying that he didn't, his stuff was warm. You know what I'm saying? So we had to keep repackaging it and keep sending it. So finally we had to just stop it at a certain date so that we didn't keep doing that. But
And
that's just that's just life, because I know when you gave John that linguiça, his mouth was all rubbery and he was like, this is the best linguiça ever. It tastes like beef jerky. You know what I
no,
mean?
no. Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
because that's
I
that's
let
just what happened.
I left Gaspars. I was so mad. I was gonna start Charlie Davidson's right on South Second Street.
I
I start my own linguiça, but you know what? I went to Emeralds, and I'm going there from now on.
love.
I don't even need your family discount for Emeralds, all right? Or Gaspars. I'm going to Emeralds from
Hey,
now on.
Gasper's, man. I love them guys, man. They they treat me like, how, like, okay, you go to work and you just you do your job. Me, I go to work like I own the company, and they pretty much let me own the company. So pretty soon I'm gonna change it to Perry. And the reason I do that is because when I go to work, I just want things done, man. You know what I mean? And when I was on the line, they used to kill me, like, really just do whatever they want. And then once I get, it's like, you can run smooth if you help this one or do this, and we're like a family now there. So, I go there to have fun. I pick on people, and right away, I don't care. Like, I tell you ain't gonna work. What are you doing? You lazy. You know what I'm saying? And
Of course.
people look at you like, did that guy just say that? Yeah, I say that. You know what I mean? So, I sometimes people just want to show you up and they work a little harder, but because you're wisecracking them, and they don't want you wisecracking them all day. But I, I the chick, I remember in California, these dudes pulled a gun and kicked my window in because my friend Sheldon had beat up one of the little boys, and they thought he lived at my house. And we were, my mother had, got some Portuguese rolls and some linguiça, and they were like, they smelled it, you know what I mean? They were like, "Oh, we're looking for this," and then, I gave them some, and they, all of a sudden, they were like, "Whoa, what the hell is this?" And I was like, "Linguiça." And so to that day, I say linguiça saved our lives, because
Uh-huh.
they ate the gas with linguiça, and they never had linguiça before, and from that day on, they treated me and Gumby like part of their family. So, food is to the heart of it, but it's so weird how you go from guns being drawn and your window getting kicked in over something that no one even lives here, and then eating fucking excuse me, Samuel Jackson, eating linguiça with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And they would come over and they started playing, like, we had a little patch of grass. They would play football, like, with us with a little football, and they
So,
they started calling us. They gave us different gang, like just names they just stopped saying, and we knew they were dogging on us by saying the name, but I didn't give a fuck. I was eating them up, Samuel.
You
That's it.
had you had Debo coming through your house, right?
Yeah, man. And I think that was like a stepping stone to me loving the people in the streets because it was like to change their mind that quick and then for me to go back and work at this place, I was like, oh wow, I'm finally repaying my debt from them saving me with the linguiça, but yeah, that was always a dream for me to go back to that linguiça company and tell them how much it meant to me that you saved my life. Because it may not have saved my life, but to me, that's what it seemed like. They kicked in my window and they were about to shoot somebody that didn't live there. You know what I'm saying? So, and what are the odds that they didn't pull the trigger? You know what I'm saying? So, that linguiça guarding their nose, and they were like, oh, whew. And so anybody says black people, don't love barbecues, that was a perfect example right there. They were like, "Ooh, food stops, stop."
Slowed them
Yeah,
right down, right?
slowed them right
So,
down, man.
well, brother, we I I knew you would be definitely the one. A lot of people commenting, a lot of people viewing. You turned the Really Charlie podcast into Really Kevin. And I hope that we, people continue to talk about this podcast. Definitely Really Kevin and Really Samuel Jackson. It's all
Yeah,
good, man. It's
yeah.
all
I
good.
apologize for that, man.
It's,
Say and if Malik had still gone to church, man, I could have turned out a little better. You know what I mean? But
yeah, he could have, you know, you know, Bible study, catechism, whatever it is,
yeah, man.
whatever we were doing back then, he could have definitely, you know. So our boy Bobby Dua checking us out from Hawaii, my
Oh
man.
man, I love you. Hey, child. You know what though? I want to give a big. I'm proud of them street kids like Wallace and David DePina. To change themselves around. And they're they're big help for me. I started going on trips because of Crunchy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we went, and we went to Six Flags, and him and Mike Pina, like, they're my heart. And I couldn't do enough to keep them out of the space spots they were in. But when they were around me, they were good to me, and they treated me like gold. So I would like, yeah, we're going to Six Flags. And we went, and I still got the stuffed animal that both of them bought me. You know what I mean? Well, won me. You know what I mean? We were like little kid. We were like, yo, we're gonna play these games, and had a couple of dollars on us, and we enjoyed it with each other, and to me that was like my step. I felt like I was the father to all of them at that time, the streets, but it just made me feel good, when I turn that clock around and I look now where they are, and good fathers, you know what I'm saying, and great people, you know, I love a lot of kids,
that's
Dirt,
it,
I
man.
love Dirt, I like
Yeah,
Chad, you know what I mean, and Tyrone, Pina, he was the greatest GM ever to draft in basketball because King Cut's team was phenomenal. But my first love is Tyrone Barrett and Mike Lopes. You know what I mean,
yeah.
and Joey Santos. I love them guys from day one. If I ever won $1 million, it's definitely gonna pick them up and bring them to my pool. I'll bring them back home though because I keep trying to move in with them, and they keep telling me, "Oh hell no, we can't deal with you." So I know definitely if I have money, I can't split them because they already told me they can't deal with me. So, but yeah, they,
Well, with the, you know, we appreciate you too, man. I appreciate when you said you babysat the kids. Yeah.
oh yeah, hey, funny story is because Michelle still owes me. They keep saying, "Where's Michelle Perry?" The reason why Michelle Perry ain't on is because she owes me babysitting fees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she used to get me because y'all kids they didn't want to be around anybody, and at that time it was like the corona of now. you just didn't trust anybody else around your kids. You know what I mean? To give them some bad influence. You know, so you and Michelle would just, just you, your kids, and do what you do. And I was appreciated that you guys only trusted your kids with me, and plus you were buying them good toys, man. I was like, whoa, damn, I never got this. So for for so many hours we would be playing all night long, and then when you come, I was like, we gotta pretend we're sleeping, and then we all just pretend we're sleeping, throw the covers on, and then we let Michelle clean up the mess because she knew that they owned it. She's like, wow, they're sleeping. Oh my God, my kids don't sleep. They're always making noise. I said, your kids are cool, man. They're nice. You know what I mean? And but that was my first experience with nephews and nieces. Right then, and it just made me feel like, I was like, oh, they look like me. You know what I mean? And I just, anybody that I say is my nephew or niece, I just say they look like me. Don't matter if it's blood or not. You just have my face. You know what I mean? If I've been around you when you were a kid, you look like me. You know what I mean? Especially if they look good. You know what I mean? That's my face. I do that to my daughter in the bank. You know what I mean? So I always say, "Oh, look at my face giving away free money." You
Yeah,
know?
she ain't giving away no free money, man. Trying to get
Yo,
her
yeah.
fired?
No, she definitely does. Her and Lena are awesome at their job, man. I'm glad I get a lot of compliments from people that see, my niece and my sister. They say they're the best at what they do. They always, and I like that. I like hearing compliments about them because I don't use that bank, Charlie. I'm not. Too many family members in that bank. I ain't using that bank.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't
good
blame you.
bank. It's a good
Yep.
bank, but it's their bank. You know what I mean? I'm good at what I do at my bank. And I just go
So
there I go there after I cash my check to give my wife all my money. So I don't know if I should say I don't use that bank because I do use that bank because I get $1 to put in my bank and the rest of my money goes in that bank. I don't know, because you have a bank that you pay all your bills, right? It
yep.
just so happens that is my wife's account. You know what I mean? Let
Hmm.
them be in my account. I don't think the bills will get paid, so I think it's the right choice. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Hey,
No,
so you recommended a guest for the Really Charlie podcast, and that's Vernon Gilmet.
yeah.
So I already set that up. But who else would you like to see on the Really Charlie podcast?
You know what, Charlie? Like I'm really into music, and I like some kids, to blossom at what they do. You know what I mean? So Dwayne Durock is always another time I like to see him again. Cy Law, he's a up and comer.
Yeah,
Rod Liddy,
I know is.
Rod Liddy, and AMG, they're growing now. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate their steps they're taking from where they was. You know what I mean? So I think for the younger influence, they be nice to hear. And Saint Tanias, he's that's that's my block. I love that kid. Always did. He's another one. What I'm saying. Uh, I really like, to hear Hector Barros' story. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
HB is always the quiet one, and even when like he was doing music, and me and Richie was into the helping out these kids, and we're doing different shows. I met one of his guys, and his guys were in bad shape, and HB, try to get at him, and it's just, it was a different HB for him to counsel this man into trying to change his life. You know what I'm saying? And so we always know the music guy, but how about that other guy? He's a real cool guy. You know what I mean? And I love him. And Cheeks can come on and he can talk about dancing, and Scott.
Yep.
Scott
We've been
Ross.
trying. We've been trying to get those guys. They. I definitely wanted to put the Ice Crew on air and different other, you know, breakdancing groups that we remember growing up. So I'm trying to get all of them on there. The problem is a lot of them. There was a big number of them. So
Yeah.
eventually, Dave Casaccio said you're gonna help me out with that, so we're gonna try to make that happen. And I can't wait to get them on there so they can tell their story.
Yeah, because
Uh,
see, when people don't realize, like back in that time, like like producers could have screwed a lot of people, and that's why we didn't get famous. You know what I'm like? They wanted you to dot a line, and they owned almost everything you did because you didn't have ways to come out. So being what they did, that I'm proud of them. They could have been a lot more further if people we could be trusted at that time could have put their foot in for them. But it is what
and
it is.
back then, producers are making more money than the artists. So
Yeah.
and that's usually that was the thing back then. So, but the people becoming entrepreneurs and doing the right thing and making sure that they're getting paid every time that song is being played. And produced. So, but
You know what? You know what? Who I want you to talk. Okay, all right. Des Williams, right? This kid. When I was growing up, he was a wise kid. Everybody was saying he was going to be nothing, troublemaker, and always get into trouble. And he was there with us. You know what I'm saying? And we wasn't the influence because we were making money. So you know what I'm saying. And when you see that, you try to, you don't you try to lean, to helping them, but you can't because you're fast. I'm too fast for making money. But to see where he's doing now, he's doing a little sneaker thing, and he's got a
yeah,
baby,
doing good.
and he's doing real good. And people don't understand them stories that we didn't have a chance when we were in the streets. Everybody didn't give us. They didn't want to give us a job. They didn't want to give us help. It's now you can say you can go do this. At one time, we didn't even know how to fill our applications because they wouldn't even let us in the door. You know what I'm saying? So to come where it's only been so many years to being like we are, these young kids don't know, but I know their struggle. So that much people need to hear so that when you wake up and say nobody can change, yeah, these people can and they can do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It takes it. Ray Gant's another one you can interview. I appreciate everything he did from the start of when he said, "All right, I had enough. I got to do this to doing right for my family and to raising my family this way and that way." So he's another inspiration. I appreciate him, but I would love for you to put Neil Gomes on and tell him that about King Cuts and that tell him about how his cousin Tyrone Pina drafted a team because Neil Gomes is like he knows a lot about everybody and I just think he'd be a good interview. You know what I mean? He's
well,
straightforward.
a lot of those guys, I can bring it to something what I'm gonna do. Coming up soon, the next 4 weeks or so, and I'm gonna bring up a barbershop talk and where I can invite probably a number of those guys in and just talk to talk. Just talk about whatever we have to. Like if we were in a barbershop. So and you know.
Hey, can you get like a vote in for me to get an award from Michael Saccio because I hear he's giving out awards on the third. It'd be appreciated if he can give one out to somebody that cares about the street like me during Cape Verde Independence. I really
Certainly,
would appreciate that guy.
he's got a selective memory, and he's went to the different schools, and he's some names he just can't spit out of his mouth, like Charlie or Kevin, or know what the last name Perry, he just can't do that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I
It's
would
it's
love though. You know what I mean? I'm on your broadcast like I'm pleading. Can the Perrys get an award, Mike? Come on, man. We've been passed up all this times. Can we get just one award from one Cape Verdean representative that means something? You, Mike, you're the best out there. Give me an award, man, for Street Preacher. Come on, I need it.
yeah.
It good look good on my shelf. As you can see, I ain't got no trophies up here. Come on, man.
Hey, I got a poster of Michael Consaccio for you. You can put
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I could do that. I next time I go out and stuff, I think I'm gonna put a picture of him on my doorway, and I'm gonna ride by Cape Verdean community and see if that helps.
yeah, it might help. But it's Michael Kahn. He went to Framingham State. He was trying to follow the footsteps of Mickey Gonzalez, and it's tough. Mike's had a tough time, man, because Mickey could shoot the ball.
Yeah. I seen that.
Mike's all right, man. Mike, he got game. We like watching him, but you know what? Something about Conceição, man. He can't stop talking on the court.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. What do you think the conversation is at Monty's Park with George DeMello, Billy Mack, Eric Gomes, Michael Kahn?
Well, I know what the conversation is. It's about the WNB radio show that Derek Conceição is running with Brian Magnet and Steve Lopes. That's what's usually the conversation.
That's what the conversation.
Because Mike wants to, he's got to bring up his brother so that maybe he'll get an award, for a show. But them three are a class act too, man. I like them three together. You know what I mean? I appreciate them. But yeah, because he ain't talking about nothing at Monty's because he never gave us any respect. I remember we were losing. We were losing to the boys' club, Orange team, man. And Mike called a foul on me. It wasn't even a foul. Oh my God! He said, "Oh, foul!" And then they went into the one-on-one after that, right? So we decided to start shooting threes. Oh my God! We went to triple overtime and we won the game. And you know how we won? Off a foul Mike called from somebody slapping me. And I hit that 1-and-1 and we won. Thank you, Mike, for repaying the debt. Now hook us up with some trophies, man.
Well, hey, brother, I love you to death.
Man, I love you back, man.
I'm glad Malik had enough pull for you to get you on this podcast, because it was very, very difficult to get you on this podcast. I know that, clicking on electronic links is hard for you, especially working at gas bars. If you worked at Ameros, you would be able to do all these things. You can't even order linguiça on a website at gas bars. That was going on here.
I stopped that because everybody started messaging me and saying, "Kevin, can you send us some linguiça?" So I send it back to them. Oh no, we don't do that no more. You can come by and get it though.
Yeah. Well, it's too far away, man. I'm going to South 2nd Street.
Oh man.
In fact, The Rock wants some turkey linguiça, so you better send it to him.
I always that's my guy. When he comes in, I try to have turkey linguiça for him because he comes to the store, and he comes in. Because I tell everybody, he's famous and stuff like that. So, even though they, some of them, don't know the music and stuff, but when he comes in, they're like, "Oh, he's gonna go talk to Rock," Yeah. Because I showed them,
What's he do? Autograph a piece of linguiça like a porn star?
Nah, I take the picture when he comes in and I'll put it on Facebook. And then he'll hit them smart comments like, "Oh, you ain't working?" Yeah.
All right.
So.
Let's see. Hey, Duwat says, great show. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, brother. You come on in and let us know when you're here in the city, man. Definitely check you out, man. Catch up on some
Hey,
times, man.
Charlie, the greatest female DJ is DJ Jazzy Joyce. I love her, man, and she's me and The Rock's running partner, and it's so fun when they're together because every time The Rock comes in, it seems when me and Joyce are tired as hell, and we ended up finding a way to hang with him, and The Rock's always talking to everybody else but us. So me and Joyce were like, did we just come with him or did he go by himself? So we're hoping The Rock will be like, "Oh man, I'm out of here." You know what I mean? I got this to do because he sees us both with the eyes shut almost. And The Rock will be like, "All right, we're going to the next spot, man. Let's go." And I'm like, "Whoa, man." So you figure that next spot is the last one? Oh no, not with The Rock, man. He's like, "Oh, we got one more spot to hit, man. I know we on me. We'll go here." And it's so funny because by the time I get home, I'm like, I'm wide awake now, man. Where we going home for now? And he's like, "Oh, I got a plane to catch." Plane to catch, man. Let's go to the next spot. I thought, you know what I mean? But, yeah. We haven't had one of those days in a while, though, because everything's been so sad. You know what I mean? It's like, we do got to get one in though because I love him, man. He's fun. And I remember the times where I had him fighting. You know what I mean? Because he was a skinny kid, and it was like you got to fight. You know what I mean? And he would fight, and him and Eric would fight, and Eric was good with his hands, so Eric really taught him and Chili how to fight because he would be like, "No, we're gonna fight again," and we have everybody be out there watching them, and them kind of stuffs don't happen no more. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
grew up together, and and he finally got to learn because he was always on punishment. You know what I mean? I don't know between him and Mike Lopes, man. They just do things. I'm bad. Them two must have been the worst kids in the world because they were always on punishment, man.
That's
It's
it.
just their mother cared about them too much, and it
Mike
was respect.
Mike Lopes is on punishment so much he's always in the bathroom, man. Just so you can
Yeah.
see his friends, man. Ma,
Yep.
I gotta go pee. He's sticking his head out the window just so you
Window.
can say
Remember
hi
that? We thought me, you, me, him, Donna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Mike Lopes, we just go back and forth. And the crazy thing is, Mike used to always get us in trouble because, Mike, Mike could just be chilling and shit. Mike always fall or something inside the tub, like, you know what I mean? So we get the showers all running and we're talking and making everybody thinks we're in the shower. We're just talking to each other out the windows and yelling and then Mike would do like we hear boom. It's like the fuck. Oh, Samuel Jackson. Wait, what'd you do? Mike, his mother say, "Michael, what are you doing in there?" And we're all dying laughing. But now we gotta get out because now Donna's mother hears her saying, "What are you doing in there?" And then Grandma is like, "Hey, you guys better knock it off." Grandma's the worst too because he's yelling, going all crazy. So it be what it is, and Mike always got us in trouble, man. Then we had to
Hey,
stop.
look at him. Here's another one. Stop the bullshit.
Come on, Mike.
He always thinks
Mike,
we're lying, man.
Mike, how about Double? When we threw the party for Double and in your house, and Double fell down your stairs, and we thought he was gonna break the door. Oh my God! Cousin Double, right?
Yep.
They went. Yeah, these guys. It was his birthday. We skipped school. Well, not me because I was graduated already, but they skipped school. So Mike's like, this was when Mike was trying to be a man. Now, you know what I mean? His mother went to work. He's like, we're gonna stay at my house and chill. You know what I mean? So me, Cheo, and Mike Lopes. Mike's mother's working, and we're all in there. Double's in. Double goes upstairs to go to the bathroom. When he goes to the bathroom, he comes back downstairs, but he falls down the stairs. All you hear was, and then he said, "Bam!" And we thought the door was gone. Nope. I said, "Damn, that door is fucking tough." Because Double's big, you know what I mean? He's a big boy. He should have went through that door, but we were like, "We're out of here," because we knew everybody heard that. We just left, man. We jumped in Cheo's car and left because that was the loudest noise we ever heard. But them wild-eyed days, man. I don't know. People
We're gonna,
can
we're
talk
gonna,
you into doing it.
we're gonna get Reverend Cheo on the podcast too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He's doing good things, but
You know who else too? Who like? Because my ball game really stepped up when Greg Rogers learned to play street ball. Because he was under Eddie, and Eddie was like whatever. So me and Spanky took him to the coops with Jay Carrero, and we
yep.
taught them a lesson, and we would whip their butts in basketball. And Spanky, chubby, but we just they couldn't dribble around us. They couldn't do things that we just would do. You know what I mean? And so for a long time, Steven Rogers was the best Rogers in the family. You know what I mean? And then Greg started coming with us to play in the hoops. Started playing it, and he got better and better and better until I just said we're going to these courts like this, and keep because at that time they were like, oh, we can push him around. You know what I mean? They're like, no, we're gonna get tough. Taught him how to be tough, and he never turned his back after that. He just rose after that. Once you get that first burst of you can elbow somebody else instead of you being elbowed all the time. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. You know what I mean? Like you could start beefing up and you could start manhandling these boys because they're really wussies. And he realized they're wussies underneath. You know what I mean? It wasn't ball players at that time underneath. You know, everybody was outside shooting whatever. You know, and I told him go get it because he didn't think the line was rebounding. Yeah, man, rebounding leads to other things, man. Start it out right now. Grab them rebounds and be the man you can be. If that's what your coach wants you to do it. And he did it. And then he learned how to shoot. And then all of a sudden he can shoot now. You know what I mean? And just to me, it was like an overnight sensation. You know, it's like Eddie wasn't using him right. I'm going to do something with him, and not to say. And then Greg did everything else himself. You know, he put the work in. He went to different places to play. He went to Fairhaven. He went to Cushing. He went everywhere. Once he fell in love with the game, and once you fall in love with the game, it takes you a different level. So yes, Greg Rogers would be because he's moved up. I think he's working a law firm and stuff, but he's real good. He's a real good interviewer, I think, right about now.
Yeah, he's Greg. Greg was a good ball player. You know that Mazda pickup. If that thing could tell some stories, man, you guys be in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, his mother's truck was his father's truck.
It was his father's truck, but yeah, man, that truck, man. Oh my God. From all of us, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. We used to, and people, the funniest shit is because as soon as Spanky popped, everybody just jumped in the back of the truck and whatever, and Spanky couldn't throw them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, now everybody's in there, and then Spanky, now he got a whole group of people. He's just like, let's take him anyway. And we used to go to cemeteries, and then when you go to cemeteries at night, you hear things you ain't supposed to hear. We'd be like, oh, you see that ghost? Oh my God! Oh, and we jump back in the truck. We're gone somewhere else, and the places we used to go, we always think something happened, man, and we'd be gone. One time, man, in that truck, we had a keg of beer and then some wine and then a couple of cases of Bud Light that we had. We had from somebody left it in the truck from some bar. I don't know how it got there, but it got there. So we took it, right, and we were in the lake, and these cops came and shit. So we threw it all in the water. You know what I mean? And we just left it all in the water and shit. And the cops like, what you guys doing over here? And cops, if they ain't got their donut, they're real nasty. So they were all on us, and they were real punks, you know what I mean, to us, like, yo, what you doing out here? We're like, we just come out for a swim. It's late. He's like, all right, yeah, well, don't be playing around here, and you guys ain't got no liquor. And we were like, no. He's like, well, I'm going to search. And he started searching. Man, this dude had the keg in between his legs. The wine coolers and all them other stuff were on the other side. He thought everything. He had a flashlight, Charlie. He went on that flashlight, whatever, and he went by that. And we were like, oh, we doing that. We're like, because we were up on top. We were like, oh, like he should have known when we were going. Ooh. He was close. You know what I mean? He must have thought we were throwing up or anything because we all did that at the same time. Ooh, he's gonna see it. You know what I mean? And he passed by it. He went back, and then he turned back around and looked one more time, and he kind of like almost fell, but he didn't realize he just fell over the wine, and he just didn't want to look like embarrassed that he just fell. So he kind of like, how you catch yourself falling and don't want no one knows. Like, did they see that? No, we seen that. But we only seen it because we were looking at the wine. But y'all cool, man. In our minds, that's what we're saying. Just get out the fucking water, Samuel Jackson. So he gets out the water, and then he tells us, all right, you guys have a good night. You guys got to be out of here. If I come back and you're still here, then I'm going to have to get you. I'm going to do what the cops say. I don't know what they say. I believe them, but I know they couldn't do nothing at then because I'm an adult now. But at then, I don't know what they could have did, but take the liquor and give it back to me because that's what they used to do. You know what I mean? But anyways, so oh man, so we jumped in back in the truck. We threw all the liquor out and we got the hell out of there, bad out of hell, man. And we got back home I mean, we went back to Lee Will's house because Lee's grandmother was the best. She didn't want kids out in the street, so she would let us all just, let's chill in the basement, and we chilled there. I used to call
Cool.
Lee a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
Lethal Wills, that's her name. If you see her, a lethal weapon, because she was a weapon. Oh
That's it.
my God. But she was my buddy, man. They were always Tracy Gomes. I used to have fun over Jake Gomes' house. Oh my God. You didn't know about girls versus boys? Oh man. We had Buck, and Buck got his sister and Tracy and all them. They want to decide to wet us all up. You know what I mean? So they're having a water fight, and Jake Gomes' house. Whoa, we get in trouble. We getting in trouble. You know what I mean? This is Big Jake. You know what I'm saying? And we're over there, and so they poisoned Buck's milk. Buck said he wanted milk. They put cologne and mustard and baking soda and stuff. and, and Buck's like, Missy, you better not do nothing to my milk. She goes, Tony, come on, I wouldn't do that to you. And Tony, you better not. I'm your brother. And Buck drank that milk, and man, it was all that shit. Man, he was pissed. He was mad. He was like, "It's on now." Man, he grabbed a bucket of water. He just drenched Missy. So now we're throwing water all over Jake's house. So it's somebody's bright idea to say, why don't we just have the water fight in the basement so we don't wet everything upstairs? So we go in the basement. All right, now we're in the basement. The girls decide they want to fill up, I don't know, maybe a 50-gallon bucket of water. I don't know, Charlie, but it was a lot of water. They tried to throw it down the stairs to get us all at once. And it went all inside the TV. Oh, my God. The TV. Oh, lost the TV, right?
Yep.
So now, Tracy tells Jake says, what TV? The TV downstairs is burned out, Daddy. Daddy. He puts it on. The TV works. She told on us for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do this again, brother.
Yeah,
And
we are, man. My
I'd,
phone's about to die, so got to make this a quick one.
make sure you find your glasses so your wife won't put you on punishment.
She's
Anytime.
probably. I got it stuck in the room. It's the best time. That's the reason why I kept going, because I haven't seen her in a while. And I was like, "Woo! If I stay on this, she'll stay in that room. You know what I mean? Won't come
Yeah.
out here. I can have the house to myself for once. So it's really number one in my history right now. First on the podcast. Now I get my house for a whole hour by myself. Oh my God, man! Woo!
Well,
I'm telling Charlie, if Cam wasn't on, I'd be running around naked right now, chilling. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Naked
Oh
Kevin.
man, yeah. Hey,
Naked
that's
Kevin.
the one thing when you get old, man, and all the kids. Because I had people living with me, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait till they're out of here. You know what I mean? I was like, nobody's ever gonna leave, because I don't want money when you stay with me. I just want you to hurry up and get some money so you can get your own rent and get out. Then that's how I am. So it took them a while, but once they get it done, they're done. But now I'm finally, living my dream. Woo!
That's
Going
it.
on vacation and stuff. You know what I mean? I never knew I could do this, man. Oh yeah. Whew. Well,
Awesome.
yeah, it is. But I
So
don't think it's gonna stay for long, because if I get retired and I get a house, and I move to Florida, Brandon and Nikita will be there right there, and Larissa already wants to be gone too, so they'll be all right back with me. But I'll be old enough now that I don't care. You know what I mean? So.
that's it. Well,
Yeah.
I love it. I love this show. Great podcast. Definitely my favorite one. I had Kevin Perry, also known as Samuel Jackson, on the podcast. I can use that, on my YouTube video that will be, airing pretty soon. So thank you for this great podcast, and for the listeners out there, if you're still with us, continue to watch the Really Charlie podcast on StreamYard, Facebook, Anchor, Spotify, and on the YouTube channel. So Oh, Kevin, don't forget, Mother's Day tomorrow. Make sure you get that gift.
Yeah, I go see mom in the morning. I always do. It's just like a tradition. But I love you guys, man. New B, I love every one of you guys from South End to the West End, man. Truly my brothers. Everybody that that I fought with, I'm still in love with now. You know what I'm saying? I give blessings to my to everything that I got in life, and I really love everybody, that's in my life, and I'm appreciate, you know, God first, family second, and faith always, I love you guys. Be safe, Charlie. Number
This is
one
our little brother.
podcast, man. Malik, I love you.
Malik, we love you too, bro. Yep,
Oh,
Malik. Hey,
go to
Malik.
church, buddy. Go to church,
Yeah,
man. Please
go to
go to
church.
church, man. All right.
Inspire,
Yeah. All right, bro. Be safe,
All
man.
right,
One.
man. Take care.
All
Love you,
right.
bro.
Peace. I love
All
you
right.
back.
All right. That's it, man. Tisha, love you. That was Kevin Perry. I mean, I knew he was going to do his thing. AKA Samuel Jackson. That's him. I got no buzzer here. I got no beeper for my brother. And I expect him to swear a lot, but I can't keep track of it, can't. So, a good dude, good man, funny man. My Michael Epps of my family is Kevin Perry. My brother Malik, thank you. Thank you for suggesting that we get Kevin on this podcast, because without you, he wouldn't have been on here. I sent him a lot of invitations. Every week I was trying to get him on here. But, you know how it is. He does what he does, as you've seen. Funny podcast. Kept me laughing. Still got water in my eyes, but that's the thing. When you grow up with a brother, I never had to look for a best friend. Never did. I had the best friend living with me. Had him with me all the time, no matter where we were, New Bedford, LA. He was there. Never needed to look for friends when I had my brother with me. So, but it was a lot of fun. We had Malik later on, coming up. That was interesting. That was very interesting, because we had that little brother right with us, and he didn't say much, and he didn't snitch. You had Kevin snitching all day, all during this podcast, snitching. Malik didn't tell on us. Good little brother, man. I love you, proud of you, and gonna have to take care of Nicole for us, man, because we did a lot of talking about her. So, just take care of that for me, brother. All right, everyone. Please join me on the podcast every few days. I try to keep you informed with different guests. Next show is coming up. Don't know the dates right now, but I got a few this week. So please stay tuned. Liking and comment. It really means a lot to me. And when the podcast is live, share. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Appreciate you. Mask those beautiful faces. Hand sanitize and wash your hands. Stay blessed. Be blessed.